So one application is to think about the relative position of a line and a plane with respect to each other. So let's say that we take still the same line up there, and let's consider the plane with equation x plus 2y plus 4z equals 7. Okay, so I'm giving you this plane. And the questions that we're going to ask ourselves are, well, does the line intersect the plane, and where does it intersect the plane? So let's start with first preliminary question that maybe we should try to understand. We have these points, we have this plane, and we have these points Q0 and Q1. I'm going to draw them in completely random places. Well, are Q0 and Q1 on the same side of the plane or on different sides, on opposite sides of the planes? Or could it be that maybe one of the points is in the plane? So I think I'm going to let you vote on that. So is that readable, or is it too small? Okay, so anyway, the question says, relative to the plane x plus 2y plus 4z equals 7, these points Q0 and Q1, are they on the same side, on opposite sides? Is one of them on the plane? We can't decide. Okay, should be better. So I see relatively few answers. Okay, it looks like also a lot of you have forgotten their cards. And so I see people raising 2 fingers. I see people raising 3 fingers. And I see people raising 4 fingers. I don't see anyone answering number 1. So the general idea seems to be that either they're on opposite sides or maybe one of them is on the plane. Well, let's try to see. Is one of them on the plane? Well, let's check. Okay, so let's look at the point. Sorry, I have one more blackboard to use here. So if I take the point Q0, which is at -1, 2, 2, well, if I plug that into the plane equation, so x plus 2y plus 4z will equal -1 plus 2 times 2 plus 4 times 2. That's, well, 4 plus 8, 12, -1, 11. That, I think, is bigger than 7. Okay, so Q0 is not in the plane. Let's try again with Q1. 1, 3, -1. Well, if we plug that into x plus 2y plus 4z, we'll have 1 plus 2 times 3 makes 7, but we add 4 times -1, we end up with 3, less than 7. Well, that one is not in the plane either, so I don't think actually that the answer should be number 3. So let's get rid of answer number 3. Okay. Let's see, in the light of this, are you willing to reconsider your previous answers? And okay, so I think now everyone seems to be interested in answering number 2. And I would agree with that answer. So let's think about it. These points, they're not in the plane, but they're not in the plane in different ways. One of them somehow overshoots, we get 11. The other one, we only get 3. That's less than 7. If you think about how a plane splits space into two half spaces on either side? Well, one of them is going to be the points where x plus 2y plus 4z is less than 7. And the other one will be, so that's somehow this side, and that's where Q1 is. And the other side is where x plus 2y plus 4z is actually bigger than 7. And to go from one to the other, well, x plus 2y plus 4z needs to go through the value 7. If you're moving along any path from Q0 to Q1, this thing will change continuously from 11 to 3. At some time, it has to go through 7. Does that make sense? So to go from Q0 to Q1, we need to cross P at some place. So they're on opposite sides. Okay.